This is a serious topic. So serious, in fact, I've decided to wear a collared shirt to show how serious I am. Did my hair up. It's brushed. And I decided there's something missing. So, I'm going to show exactly how serious I am by wearing a super serious hat. The church is no laughing matter. Vatican City is home to the head of the Catholic Church, the Pope. Or, as you may know him, the guy with the really funny hat. Not this one. Look at that funny hat guy. Vatican City is actually the smallest country in the world, which is why I chose it. There's no other reason why I picked this. The city of Vatican is the biggest country in the world, standing about really small. It's about the size of a New York City block. It takes you about 44 minutes to walk around the exterior, and nobody's allowed to drive unless you're a state official. Although they do license their own license plates, as shown in the picture. The Vatican City used to be a place called the Papal States, which the Pope used to run. But ever since Mussolini, taking control of Italy, saw the Papal States and goes, this place is full of celibate men. Let me get a piece of that. And decided to invade, which he did, and he succeeded in taking most of the Papal States. Now, what I haven't mentioned is the state that he didn't take, which is the one that the Pope occupied, the Vatican City. They made a giant wall around themselves where St. Peter stood, and the church basilica, which is one of the largest churches in the world. Don't look that up. Funnily enough, the Pope actually did not acknowledge Italy at all. All the letters he wrote, everything. Every time he gave a speech, he never directly acknowledged Italy. Until Mussolini, seeing that the Pope is the head of a religious state, and he went, oh, can't murder this guy. There'd be some problems there. Like they murdered everybody else that stood in their way. But so he proposed a deal. He thought, maybe I need some good karma later in life. Who knows? Maybe something might happen that I might need good karma for. But proposed a deal to the Pope, which entitled the Pope gaining control of the Vatican City. They'll leave him alone, and they'll offer them apology money for harassing them. It took them 60 years, and they had to go through 5 popes before this deal was commenced. 60 years. That means throughout 5 popedoms, or whatever you would classify a pope as, in period-wise, they never stepped foot outside the Vatican City. They stayed inside the entire time. The Pope had to do for his side of the deal was acknowledge Italy. Yes, the country they live in, the nation they had to acknowledge. Which seems like a pretty easy deal. The Mussolini also wanted the Pope to stay neutral in any conflicts. You know, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And the Pope did, separating church and state. Believe it or not where the saying comes from, but I don't know where it comes from. I just know it doesn't come from that. The Vatican City also has its own form of baking, and their own laws, and their own police officers to enforce those laws, and they have their own Vatican City jail that you get stuck into. Which, considering that the jail is in a state our country that it takes 44 minutes to walk around, it can't be a good jail at all. They also have their own government issued Google domain. It's .va, if I'm not wrong, which is pretty neat, considering they can't really work technology real good. Essentially, the Pope is the highest power in the ranking at the Vatican City. There's also a king, but we'll get to that in a second. That can come in a second. Every bishop gets a throne. No matter how insignificant you are, you get a throne, which is pretty neat. But considering the Pope is the head bishop, or the bishop of heads, whatever you'd like to call him, he gets a really cool throne that dispenses high C in a little paper cup and drives around and makes sputtering noises like a little motorbike. Funnily enough, the throne is called the High C. Actually, it's the Holy See, not the High See, which has been around since the founding of the Vatican City, which is February 11th, 1929. February 11th, 1929. That chair must stink. Oh my God. Can you imagine? It's called the Holy See, otherwise known as the Pope's cuck chair. Every time a pope ceases their trial of life or retires, like a manlet, I don't know who would retire from being a pope. You get to like people with your laser fingers, right? I would love to do that. General Grievous, just like my lightsaber. Editor guy, put in a lightsaber right here. I don't have a lightsaber. Here's just this muscle. Lightsaber. Right? I'm not editing that later. Turns out I was wrong and I still did have to edit it. Ha ha ha! Whenever they retire, like a manlet, the new pope is voted in via the College of Cardinals. Which, if you didn't know, basically, it's priest, cardinal, bishop, and then the pope. That is in which the order of power is. The College of Cardinals is made up a bunch of cardinals voted in by the Pope. They get to wear these little cool boop boop red hats. It's pretty neat. They get cool red garb. They look like a bunch of In-N-Out workers, which I thought was pretty funny. And basically, they are, after a pope expires from life or retires, it takes 25 to 30 days for the College of Cardinals to come together to vote on a new pope. And after all the cardinals get together, they get locked inside the Sistine Chapel, where they wait till a 2/3 vote comes for a person. Basically, any bishop can be voted into power as the pope, but it takes a 2/3 vote of all the cardinals, which is pretty difficult considering there's only like 107. Fun fact, the word pope actually comes from the Latin word papa, meaning father, and anybody can be voted into popedom. Funnily enough, if you're just like an average Joe like me, you have to be baptized Catholic, and yeah, that's all you really need. But if you get voted in, you have to be, during the voting time, when a vote is not 2/3, they will cast the vote into a chimney like furnace, and if gray smoke comes out the top, everyone outside knows that they haven't selected one yet. But once the white smoke comes out, everyone cheers and they ring bells, because that means they voted on a new pope. This rule actually changes, however, after a certain period of time, allotted. I don't know what it is. The top voted 2 bishops will be the only ones in play, and they will have to vote between them two. The Vatican City is also one of the only 6 primary monarchies in the world. That means it doesn't have a leading democracy. The other five, or Brunei, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Swaziland. Swaziland does not sound like a real country. It sounds like a fake made-up country that somebody made for clout. Back to the topic I brought up before, the king of the Vatican City. Who is that, might you ask? The Pope. Do you know who has unlimited power in the Vatican City? The king, which thus also gives the Pope unlimited power. Other fun fact, the Vatican City also doesn't have a permanent population, considering nobody can be born in the Vatican City. You heard that. They can't be born there. As a citizen, actually, you have to be ordained by the Pope to become a citizen, which they can take away at any time. Meaning the Pope can take it away at any time. So, don't piss the Pope off, or he will take away your Vatican citizenship hood. Funnily enough, the king of the Vatican City can overrule any votes made by their legislative government, which, might I add, is kind of poo-poo, dog, diarrhea. They're not very good at their jobs, which is why you don't see Vatican. Well, Pope. Why is this guy deciding to on his lawn? It's like 6 PM. Go do something else, bro. Jesus. Some people don't have anything to do with their time. I swear to God.